I'm live. I've forgotten how to do all of this, guys. Hello to anyone who's there. I'm not sure. I haven't got my little YouTubey thing open, so I don't know if anyone's lurking or whatnot. I'm sorry about the time for Americans because, I was just I just thought I'd do a quickie and then talk to Enzo and see if he's up for a live stream on my Sunday, America's Saturday. And at the moment, obviously, to anyone watching from America at all, if you are, I hope you're not in the areas that were hit by the hurricane. I've been watching it on the news and it's horrific and it's very, very sad. And what do you say? But if anyone's been affected, my heart goes out to you. It's yeah. We don't have. Hey Tanya, you're awake. We don't have. We do get hurricanes and stuff, but nothing like that. At least not to my knowledge. We did have a cyclone once when I was a little girl in Darwin. Christmas Eve, I think it was. It happened, and that was horrendous. But and we get cyclones. We do get that, but not like what. Not that. That's just whew. So as I say, my heart goes out to you if it's affected anybody. Let's have a look. Tanya's here. Enzo's making a coffee. Fairy Dragon, Stash, hello. Dear. I did ask Heather to pop in with me, but she's off with Drew doing something. I can't remember what now, but Heather from Come Hither with Heather. Tanya, bless her cotton socks. It's apparently 11 o'clock in New Zealand. So she's either stayed up or had a nap. Who else? Oh, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. So there you go. Yeah, I just thought I'd pop in and get the rust out because it's been a month or probably it's a month. I think maybe a little bit longer, a month and a few days. I thought I'd tell you all about my little holiday. It was chock full. There wasn't a day that I didn't walk somewhere. All the walking did me good. I'm glad I did walk a lot because I ate a lot. And why is it when I go on holidays, I eat too much? But anyway, it is what it is. 5 a.m, Lissa. Ooh, oh, thank you. Lucky I didn't cancel then, isn't it, Lissa? Look, there's a few of you here. I'm not quite sure how many will pop in because, of the hours and the time change and everything. I will try to just do Sundays, my Sundays, normal, like I normally do about, whatever time in the morning. I can't remember. Honestly, I think I've still got a little bit of jet lag because I've been waking up. I've been struggling to go to sleep, then waking up at 2 in the morning and I'm awake. And it's like, ooh, and that probably works out because England is 9 hours behind Australia. So there you go. Oh, yeah, Tanya. Yes, I decided, look, I'll think about it later, but I felt because I've been so busy with everything, and I know people had the memberships and they didn't really maybe they didn't really care if I didn't, but I just felt a little pressure, as much as it was helpful because it helps pay for my subscriptions and all that sort of thing. I also felt a little bit of pressure because I didn't want to have memberships and not do anything special for the members. So I thought, look, I'll bloody cancel them until my head's wrapped around it properly and I'll think about it again later. So, there we go. Hi, Dee. So they went. Crow was all concerned. Crow called me and goes, Karen. I said, it's okay. I did it, Crow. I did it. He's like, I don't mind. I said, I know, but So there you go. So I got my hair cut. if anyone can tell. I got it all chopped off. And I went, hi, Jenny. Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, I do try. Well, I do this time. I can always do this anyway, do this on a Friday night and then, or one night through the week. Friday nights are probably better for Aussies because you're home from work and stuff. But maybe for Tanya, I can just go that little bit earlier so she doesn't have to stay up till 11. I might try a 6:30 or something. It's a bit tricky here. Same thing. People getting home from work and all that sort of stuff. Yes, I did catch up with Rosie, with Maisie Rose. I'll tell you about that in a second. And I got my hair cut, and it was in where was I? Westminster, London, a shop, and there must be a chain because I saw a few of them called Headmaster. Right? And I got up. I'll tell you a story. Actually, I'll show you who it is first, so I can share screen. That one. Share. Will this work? Yeah. I've got the sound muted, so we'll be safe. Do you all remember this movie, Love Actually? So I'm sitting in the hairdressers. I finish, and I stood up to turn around, and this fella, Bill, was right there in front of me, taking off his juicy dresses. He dresses like that, or like not that. He dresses really nice, and he's there, and I've gone. I was really slick. I've gone, oh. And he looked at me, and the girl that cut my hair, she said, oh, I should have warned you that Bill was there. And I went, yeah, it would have been nice. And I said, it's okay. I said, I just turn around and there's him standing there because I actually like him. I think he's a really good actor. I just thought I'd show you this one because that's what probably most people remember him in. But I watch him in a lot of his stuff. He's been in tons of things. Shaun of the Dead. He does comedy so well, but he does period drama. But anyway, what was I saying? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, so he was there, but he was very nice, and I didn't say too much, and he talked to me, and that was nice. So that was probably one of the highlights, to turn around and there's one of my favourite actors standing in front of me at the hairdressers. Yes, Jenny, he's really cute, like Noah's Jenny. Oh, I'll let you two to sort that out. And look who's popped in to say hello after making a coffee. It's Enzo.
Good morning and welcome back.
It's good morning. It's morning for you, isn't it? Is it morning?
It is 5 a.m. my time.
Ooh, there you go. There you go. Oh yeah, Bill Nye. Yeah, look. Oh, he's not that much. He's married anyway, I think. But no, he's. Did you hear me talking about my hair dressing thing?
I heard you talking about it. You saw your favorite person, but I didn't catch who it was. Who
was Bill Nye. His name is. He's in. Oh, hang on. I probably got rid of it now. Oh, I'll just get a picture of him. Hang on. Bill Nye. Everyone says it a bit differently, I guess. I'll just put. Where's your picture? There you go. Present. Share screen. Oh, he's in Rotten Tomatoes. This dude. You recognise him?
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So he's standing there. Yeah, I just got up and said, yeah, my hair looks great, thanks. And I turned around to put my jacket on, and he was taking his jacket off, and he was like here, and I've gone, oh. It was funny. I said to him, it's okay. I said, I'll stop looking at you. And he smiled. And I said, it's the sun. I remember that line from Jerry Seinfeld. It's like the sun. You just look and you glance away. And he just smiled. But he was really nice. He talked to me for a minute, and then I nearly forgot to pay for my hair because I was all, because he's one of my favourite actors. I really like him. So that was pretty cool. Well, yeah, but it was a big. I was not knackered, but I did something every single day, and I walked everywhere. And you can do that in London's really good, Enzo. You should go to London. London's really good because you don't need to drive. You don't want to drive unless you live locally, but you can catch the tube everywhere. And then if you need to, you can catch a bus. There's nowhere you can't get, to my knowledge, in London and the areas without using public transport. It's really good. And so I got around. I walked a lot, though, because it's sometimes by the time you bother with public transport, or like if you get an Uber, I did make the mistake of getting an Uber somewhere which took 30 minutes, but in the Uber, but it would have taken me 25 to walk it. So I was walking for a good few hours every day. So, and I said earlier, I was lucky I did that because I ate a lot. Yeah, Jenny, I didn't ask for a selfie because I'm aware that when celebrity type people, you don't. If it were a movie premiere or something like that, then sure, I might have, if you see and they come up, but yeah, not at the hairdressers. He was about to get, you've got to have some. Yeah, I just didn't.
Typically, when you see a celebrity like that doing normal life things, let him have that normal life.
Yeah. Like, it was bad enough. I went, ooh, but he was fine. It's not like, and then as I was walking out, I said, I can't remember the girl's name, but she was going to cut his hair. And I said, was so-and-so going to cut your hair? And he went, yes. And I said, she cut mine. Did she do a good job? And he looked and he said, beautiful.
Correct
and
answer.
I said, yeah, so it was funny. Jenny, then you know what I'm saying about London. I liked it. And I went to a whole heap of different places, obviously, but Edinburgh was my favourite. When you go there, everything is old. Like London's got skyscrapers and stuff, still very old. Doesn't matter where you walk, there's old buildings, history everywhere. But Edinburgh is like just old. One of the taxi drivers was telling me there's something in force that no industrial type stuff is allowed to be built near it. And there was a few newer buildings from memory. If someone's watching, which I doubt, but if someone's watching from memory, there's no skyscrapers or anything it's all just regular buildings because I think that's the rules there. And they've still got cobblestone streets, and that's not fun in a taxi.
No.
But yeah, I loved it. And Edinburgh was stunning. I went up to Loch Ness, and the picture was fake, obviously. Do you know how they do it? When you're in the little boat, there's a sticker on the window, and they've got them all around so people can take photo. And there's Nessie. But while I was on the boat, the boy it's a big boat thing, and they've got radar and everything. And the boy was saying that 2 days prior to us going out, they were there waiting stationary for another bigger ship to come through and opening there. And he said they spotted something on the radar. He's been interviewed by the news. I haven't found it yet. I'll look for it. It depends who interviewed him, I suppose. But he was on the phone when we were all getting in the boat. And he said that the radar picked something up, something large. And he said we often do get something large, but that's all they see. And he said there's a lot of stuff in Loch Ness. He said that they found an extinct fish. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was supposed to be extinct, and it's a sea fish, but it's there in Loch Ness. Scientists found it. So they don't know why a sea, like a long, supposedly extinct fish, is in fresh water. And he said, so far as visibility, there is none. That's why even if you had a submersible or a submarine or whatever, you're not going to see a thing. It's just in front of your face. That's why radar really is the only thing that works. But I think, like most people, you don't want to prove it. You don't want to prove Nessie's real. Can you imagine? They dredged the place. God knows what they do. It's the same.
Empty it out and throw it.
Yeah.
In the tank.
So I think it's nice. There was definitely, he showed us the pictures. There was definitely, and he showed us the size of it in comparison to the fish, and some eels that are in there, a few other, and it was massive. Whatever it was huge. So yeah, we never know. Bear mace. What have you brought, Enzo? Jane just walked through. Oh, bear mace. Oh, you're on your. Oh, that's right. You're in the forest.
It is spooky season, so this is my spooky background. The spooky haunted forest, and
I did catch up with Maisie Rose. We met up in Edinburgh. I say Edinburgh. I'm told it's Edinburgh, but that doesn't sound right to me, so I'll just say Edinburgh. But yeah, I met up with Maisie. She sat in Greyfriars cemetery waiting for me to walk around because I was taking photos. I went to Greyfriars. It's open 24 hours, Greyfriars. So I did go there at night time. I did a lot of weird things. I can't remember what I've filmed. I don't think I did. So some of these weird things I know I didn't film. So at Greyfriars, I can't remember his name right now, but bloody somebody has got a crypt there, and they say there's poltergeist activity in the crypt, right? And I'm like, And so, because I went at night time, I went with a group, like you just pay $30 or something, and someone walks you through, because I didn't want to be, although it's pretty safe there, so I would have probably been all right on my own, but I was with a group. So he said that if you knock on the tomb door, that you'll walk out of the cemetery and have scratches and stuff, right? And I've gone, I rolled my eyes, and he goes, does anyone dare knock on the door? And I said, yeah. So I've gone up the steps, yeah, and I've gone bang, 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 and I can't remember. I knew his name right at the moment because the guy just said it, but it's bloody someone like Bloody William or something like that. And I've gone, oi. If it was William, I can't remember. Oi, William, it's Karen from Australia here. Can you give me something to go home with, please? And then I walked down the stairs. Yeah, and I'm like, no scratches. So he must have liked me. Hi, Pocket Watch.
Everyone on the tour is like, of course she's from Australia.
Yeah. Oh, well, wait. There's stories about Americans yet.
I bet.
There is. So what else? So then I went to the underground vaults in Scotland. They're in Edinburgh. I went there twice. I really liked them. But the way the vaults work is back in the day, if anybody watched that episode years ago with Ghost Adventures and Zach and stuff, they went into those vaults, right? But that was before they all got sectioned off and sold to different people. So different people own different parts, and it's massive, right? What I saw is like a pinch. It's absolutely massive. But the part that I got to see, I went twice, and there's a room at the end, and there's a rock circle that was put there in the 1990s, like a stone circle, sorry. And the story goes that a fellow, I'll put this in a video for people because I did videotape some of it. The story goes, a fellow, a bloke, someone Campbell, said, oh, I'll sleep in that room because some women got scared. Apparently someone got pushed and, the usual, oh, they touched me. So this dude decides to stay the night in this room, and he woke up to hear noises outside of the room. He got up, he had a look, he saw something he didn't like, and he screamed and carried on and left and said he was never going to go back again. But they placed a circle of stones, some Wiccan witches, a circle of stones in there that was supposed to trap the evil entity in the stones. So They asked. They said it's said that if you step inside there, you're in there with the evil entities, so you could be hurt or bad luck or whatever will befall you. And I've gone, oh. And he goes, does anyone dare? And I went, yeah. So I stepped in, and some Americans stepped in, and I said, bring it on. I said, please do something, because I just am beginning to think nothing happens to me. Nothing happened. and I just thought
that you know of.
That I know of. But I did a fair bit of where I could video. A lot of places I went into, you're not even allowed to take photos, which was very disappointing, because some places were rather historic, like at Edinburgh Castle. There are a few places within the castle you're not allowed to take photos. So that was annoying. I didn't stay at Edinburgh Castle long. I had my morning tea there, my high tea. I had that. That was lovely. But it was so busy, like way busy, like queuing up just to go into a room. Do you know what I mean? And I can't stand it. Can't stand big crowds. So I looked around. I went into the gift shop. I looked around some more. It was really windy, and I thought I was going to blow away in the wind. And I left I probably would have been there in the actual castle looking around at what I could look at without getting like too many people. 20 minutes. But the tea took me longer, so you add that on. So in total, I was probably at the castle for about an hour and 40 minutes or something, and that was more than enough. Not really, because I would have liked to have seen more, but I mean just because there was too many people, and the weather, it was really cold. But it's impressive. But I found all of the old ruins, all the old castles, far more impressive. They were awesome. So I've got a lot of footage of different castles I went to, some old priories, like monk things. Gosh, where else did I go? A place called Skirrid Inn, which is an old inn built in the 1600s or something. It's supposed to be haunted. I was there with other people, though, and there were some EVPs caught, which were unusual. I'll give it that. Did I actually feel or see anything myself? No. But I was doing oh, God, I've gone blank, guys. Oh, my God. What do you call it? With the headphones on. You did it, Enzo.
Oh, the Estes method?
Yeah, I didn't have those on. My mate MJ did. And I was asking questions, and I just sort of said there's supposed to be the ghost of the lady that was the barmaid back in the day or whatever. And I said, Fanny, I said, could you bring me a beer, please? And I'm doing things like that. And there was a little bit of, with the Estes method, but it didn't make that much sense. But I decided it's all right, I'll get it myself. And I walked behind the bar, and at the same time the Estes method was happening, she was taping it. What do you call it? She had it plugged in so you could record the Estes method, and she had some. At least I think that's where she did that, but she certainly had her recorders going, and the recorder. She said out loud, "Don't do that! Like, don't do that!" And the recordings called me names and said, "Get her out."
Oh.
And I thought, ooh, yes, in Wales, Jenny. Yeah, I didn't stay there. Jenny's just, hang on, I've got to remember. It's been a while. Yeah, look, I didn't see anything either. I didn't feel anything. It just seemed like a really wonderful old inn. Other people that were with me, some people said I got touched, some people said they saw things, blah, blah, blah. Again, nothing. I could have slept there probably like a baby as well. I did meet a lovely dog there. Ooh, I wonder if I've got the picture.
There you go.
Yeah, I did. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I put it? I was looking at something before to show you guys, and I'm not very good. It was a really, is that it? No. Where's my UK trip file? I've got so many files on this computer. View, extra large. Let's see what I can show you.
Amazing ancient structures, stone rings. What do we get a picture of? A dog.
A dog, yeah. Yeah, I've got a dog. Where have I put all my pictures? Come on, you guys. Photos and video recordings. There we are. Oh, I'm rusty, guys. I'm rusty. Where's that puppy? I went, I'm sure he was in here. There's tons. I've got tons of photos, so you've got to forgive me a bit, but I know it'll be right down the bottom because the Skirridin was one of the first places I went to. Well, it should be right down the bottom. Got a picture of food. Got a picture of a TARDIS. Where's the dog? Now my dogs will come running. I'll just keep looking for it. Oh, maybe it wasn't on here because I've got two lots of stuff. Oh, surely it is. I'm sure it is. Anyway, I met a dog. Oh, and a monkey. Oh, I forgot about the monkey. Where was the monkey? Hang on, no, that I didn't meet the monkey. That was at, oh, well, I did. It was at the zoo. Because I went to the London Zoo. Oh, I don't know, Enzo. I'll look for it later. I've got so many pictures on here. Where's it? Oh, poo. Oh, anyway, I'm going to put together a whole heap of stuff. I met a dog, okay, and it was really cute. And I sat there talking to the owner of the dog in the Skirridin for about an hour and a half. Then we had dinner. That was nice at the Skirridin. It's a nice place. So if anyone's in Wales and you want a nice place to stay, it's really nice. Did I see any ghosties? No. We caught a bat. There was a little bat flying around. And so MJ caught it with a towel and, we let it go. No. Bloody Three Spires Paranormal. Sorry, I'm reading the... Hang on. Wait on. I'll start. I am a daredevil pocket watch. I can't remember, did you have a high tea and did you wear your tiara at your high tea? I didn't wear my tiara at the high tea, but yes, I did. And Three Spies. Lee. No, Lee is hopeless. I did try to catch up. I gave them options, said where I would be and stuff, but Lee had to work, so he had to miss it. And Mythos, he was thinking of coming up to Edinburgh to meet with me there, but then his car blew up. Good excuse. But it did. Something happened to his car, and his girlfriend's car's not that great, so that put a spanner in that. But I did catch up with Beardo, so there you go. Beardo didn't let me down. So I went and met up with Beardo, and he took me down to the Cardiff Bay. And I have to say, Enzo, I've made jokes. I had my fish and chips, okay, down in Cardiff, but and I fed 2 baby seagulls, and the baby seagulls are massive. Whenever I see footage of the seagulls at Cardiff, they look like our seagulls. They're just grey and white. Oh no, our seagulls are half the size. These are like, I can't. Massive. So if you get attacked by those seagulls wanting your chips, I can understand why you just go poof. Yeah, have the chips. Yeah, massive. So that was nice. And he took me to where they filmed a show called Torchwood, where Captain Jack used to stand on the thing to go down. The fountain wasn't on though, which was a bit disappointing. What else? Oh, and then he took me. He said, I'll take you for a drive to this old burial mound and we'll have a go. He said, I've got the drone, I've got this, I've got that. We get to where, and he hasn't been there for a year, so we get to where he thinks it was, and the gate, there's a new gate put there and no entry allowed. And he's like, oh. And I said, never mind. I said, it's okay. We don't have to do anything. I'm happy just to have caught up with you and met you in person, so it's all good. And, he said, I'll take you for a drive to the seaside. So he took me for a drive to the seaside, and he was there was no parking. And he's like, oh, and I said, don't worry. I said, I have now seen the seaside. And so at their seaside, they've got like merry-go-rounds and, it's like a fair, sort of Coney Island. Is that there's sort of like a Coney Island
the boardwalk
type
out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, and at one point he was driving, I think he told this story the other day. He was driving to take me to see the seaside. I think that's where we were headed. Oh no, actually, we were going to see the burial mound, and he tended, because they drive the same as I do, like it's all the same road rules and everything. And I said, "Are you on the right side of the road?" And he goes, "Oh shit!" He was right on he was doing a turn from the
Right.
It would have been
like an American. Yeah.
yeah. It was funny, but yeah, I had a ball with Beardo. He's a lovely guy. I mean, yeah, but that was nice. And then what else did I do? I went to Cardiff Castle. The next day I went to Cardiff Castle. I was only there for 2 days. I went to Cardiff Castle. That's awesome. If anyone gets a chance to go there, that was really good. Beautifully set up, really nice. And what else did I do? Oh, I met, was it in Cardiff? I think it was in Cardiff, or was it in London? Oh, so many places. While I was there, I met a few homeless people. I saw a few homeless people. So one fellow had his dog with him. So I didn't say anything. I just went to the supermarket. I went to Tesco's and I got some food for the dog. It was spoiled. I got ham and bacon and stuff because they didn't really have what I thought they would have. And I got him some juice and some sandwiches, and I gave him £20 as well. But I walked up to him and I said, "Hi." And he goes, "Who are you?" And I said, "It's okay. I've just got something for your dog, if that's okay." And I said, "And for you." And then I put my hand out to shake his hand, and I put the £20, the £20 in his hand. And I said, "I hope you have a warm night, mate." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And I just talked to him for a minute, and he was nice. And then I met a homeless lady who I've got her phone number. She had a little phone, but she was homeless. And I had one of my shiny rings on, and I'm talking away to her, and she's looking at my ring. And I said, "Oh, do you like my ring?" And she goes, "Oh, it's beautiful." And I took it off and I said, "There." I said, "You can have it." And she says, "Oh, no." And I said, "It's okay." I said, "It's not worth," like I said, "they're not real stones." I said, "It's silver, but it's not real stones." I said, like, it's not real rubies or anything. I said, "You can have it if you like it." And so she was nice. I helped her out a little bit. And then she gave me a number. I must send her. She wants a picture of my animals. And I met another homeless boy. He was only a homeless boy, and he wanted a hug at the end, and a mama hug, like, I gave him a hug. And then as I was walking away, he goes, "Oh, wait." And I can't, where did I put it? I had it here. I put it down somewhere stupid. He gave me an English penny. I don't know where I put it. It's here somewhere. I just can't see it. And he said, "That's something to remember me by." And I said, "Oh, thank you." So I will. But I met some lovely people, and I just talked to them for a while. You know me, I can talk. I don't know.
I can talk.
I can talk. I come up for air sometimes. I've just come up for air. I'm going to have a sip of Coca-Cola.
Well, we all miss you. I almost forgot what it was like to be on stream with you. It was like, wow, this is different.
Oh, well, I'm back now. I just want to say hey to Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. I see you there. Yes, I'm hoping to just get back to normal now. Just get into the swing. If you're still available after a month, if no one else has snapped you up, we can still do our lives on a Saturday night, Sunday morning.
There have been some nibbles, but no.
Yeah, well. I go in for another operation on Wednesday, Enzo.
Jeez, it just got back and you're going on to the knife already?
Yeah, but it's all right. Hopefully that's it. Hi, Sky.
That's cheating as far as losing vacation weight.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Actually, I should hopefully, because
long as you're under the hood, take out a little extra there.
Yeah. Oh, I've said that a few times to doctors. Hey, while you're there, and they go, "Oh no, I can't do that." And I say, "Of course you can." I knew a
That's where you
gynecologist
slip them
once.
that 20 in your
Yeah,
hand.
I knew a gynecologist once when I was a young nurse that did that. When he would, because there's a way to do it. It's like a shape that they cut and then they stitch. You know, that's how they do a tummy tuck. They cut away, but they make a
Right.
certain shape and they pull it tight. But he used to do that for ladies after he'd give them a hysterectomy. He'd go in, like abdominal one, he'd go in and people go, "Oh, you shouldn't do that." He goes, "Why not?" He said, "Why not?" He said, "I'm the one that examined her before she had the thing." He said, "Why not?" And the ladies were always very, but you're not allowed to do it. Like, you know, you're not allowed to go. Dee, I got back Sunday, so I haven't been back quite a week, but I'm still really not with it. Like, I'm going to bed, I'm still 9 hours behind, if that makes sense. I'm still waking up too early, but I'm hoping. I had a good sleep last night until I had a nightmare, Enzo. It was horrible.
What happened?
But, well, it was horrible, and I don't know what it means. So everyone here knows I lost my Stephen, right? So Stephen went to heaven 5 years ago. But in the dream, Stephen was just little, like 2, and I was holding his hand. I turned to do something, and I looked back, and he was gone. Someone had stolen Stephen, right? And in the dream, you know what dreams are like, time passed, and someone said, "Where's Stephen?" And I said, "He was stolen and I can't find him." "Why didn't I go to the police?" I said in the dream. And then I'm trying to call the police to tell them that Stephen's been stolen, like, help me get my baby back. But no matter what, I couldn't remember the police station number. And then my phone wouldn't work. And then I found a phone, like in the phone box, and that wouldn't work. No matter what I tried, I couldn't get in contact with the police to get them to help me find my Stephen. So when I woke up, I was, and it was the most revolting dream, and I couldn't go back to sleep, and I just, I had to get up. I physically got up and started to do some dusting and stuff. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means when I have those dreams a lot where not necessarily Stephen, but I'll have dreams where there's something urgent happening and I can't get the people I need to speak to on the phone. I forget a phone number, or the phone doesn't work, or there must be something in that. I think it's just stress, because I've been a bit stressed. There's a lot going on. So maybe it's just my brain going, whoa, slow down.
Probably. That's probably what it is.
But that's what happened.
Common. That's common for a lot of people's dreams, where there's somebody breaking into your house and you're gonna shoot them or whatever, but the bullets don't fit into the gun, or something weird like that.
Hey Betty, 6:30 a.m. for Betty. She's in Florida. So what time is it for you now, Enzo? 6?
I'm an hour behind, so it's 5:40 in the morning for me.
Oh, I'm back now, Betty. I'm trying to get back to normal. Oh, hi, Steph. So I'm just trying to get back into the normal swing of things, but I've got a whole heap of stuff. I did see a good-looking Scottish man, and then felt really sleazy. I thought, oh my God, if the shoe were on the other foot and some man said what I said to him, it was on the Lake Ness, on the Loch Ness boat, and myself and another girl were chatting, and we got on the boat, and there's this guy, movie star material, must have been in his mid-30s, so way too young for me. But he was everyone's coming in, and he was leaning up against the thing of the boat, and she's walked in ahead of me and looked back at me as if to go like that. And then I've looked at him and I've gone, "Are you Scottish?" And he goes, "I'm half Scottish, half English." I went, "Oh." And then I looked him up and down. I said, the only thing missing is the kilt. And the guy just laughs at me. And then I walked off and I thought, oh, my God. So I thought, what? But, yeah, and then the girl's going, you should ask him for a photo because you're on holidays. I said, no. I said, he'll really think I'm creepy. But he was very good. Oh,
so you missed your chance to see the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, I didn't see the Loch Ness Monster because I was too busy checking out the guy on the boat. No, not really. I did.
He had it under the kilt, is what I was implying.
I see what you're saying. Well, he wasn't wearing a kilt; he was just wearing pants, like a wetsuit thing. But Loch Ness is massive. I mean, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen, and yeah, it's like a huge lake, but
are we talking about the water or the guy still?
The lake, the loch. All right. But yeah, no, massive. And the guy said that the water is -4. So basically, if you fall in, and I thought, really, that cold already? He goes, oh yeah. He said you fall in, like, yeah, really, you'll be dead. He said, like, you can't survive if you fall over into the water. I hope it's not that cold in the summertime there. But yeah, nice little town, Loch Ness. The Highlands, the Scottish Highlands, are absolutely stunning, like so beautiful. What else? Oh, I saw a Highland cow, 2 of them. They were very cute, but they're big cows. Like, I thought, I don't know why, but I thought Highland cows were sort of smallish. Oh no, above, like, I mean, huge. So I mean, I like huge. Like, I'm used to normal cows that come about here with their head. These ones were massive, but very, very cute and fluffy and hairy, and that's why they're called the hairy coos. Hairy coos. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It was anxiety, Sky. It was more just. It was just more a bad dream, and I've got a lot on at the minute, and I think it was just stress releasing itself, but it could have not released itself in that way. But hopefully tonight I'll get a good sleep. I feel all right. And now I've caught up with all my little friends. My darling Enzo, look at him there. Happy to see your face. I was going to go live. I promised you I would, but the problem was, number one, the cost of the internet. Number two, some of the hotels had internet, but it was intermittent, like it wasn't very good. And most certainly when I was out and about, like in the places where I could have gone live to show you different things, the Wi-Fi was just about non-existent. So I thought, I'm not going to struggle and try. I'll just tape and video and all that. I went to the Ancient Ram Inn. I went with my friend MJ, not Beardo. Beardo's going back there. Beardo's been there now before, but he's going back again with, oh no, I won't ruin it because I'm not sure if anyone knows. He's going back with some other people, and they're going to, so I thought, so I went with my friend MJ, just her and me, and what a delightful, beautiful old house. It was really lovely. Only one weird thing happened. She got some EVPs, which was certainly clear. But do I think it's anything to be scared of? Do I think there's a succubus and an incubus and a witch? And and I did, and you know me, I did research on the Ancient Ram Inn. It is not as old as they say it is. I thought it was built in the 1100s. It's not. It was built in 1400, but still old, but not as old as they say. And different bits of it were built later. So the actual original little house was built about 1396. It was built. Then over the coming years and so on and so forth, different parts were built onto it. But a lovely house. I'd love to have it and just strip out all the stuff that's in there, and like, it's just a beautiful little cottage with like it's in really good shape, really, but they are repairing a lot of it. When I was there, they had a stonemason who's going around fixing up different things on it. They've replaced a few windows, but they've got they told me they replaced one of the windows there, and he pointed it out, $3,000 to replace a window because it's a heritage listed house, or on the National Register, I think they call it. You've got to get, it's got to be like it is everywhere. I think it's got to be of that period or that time. $3,000 for one window. I thought, bloody hell. But there you go. D. No, I did not. But I'm supposed to be able to see him now. I'll tell you what. What's the name of the place I went to? Oh, Stroof. There's another. So you've got Stonehenge, right? I want to say rolling something. I'm sorry, I've just been to so many places, but it was a stone circle, a big stone circle. They still do Wiccan practices there and all that sort of thing. People go to see it, but it's nothing to this extent of Stonehenge. But it's still pretty big. So I went there. And there's a story with that, but I'll pop that in a video for everybody with what I filmed. But if you count the stones 3 times in a row and get the same number and the correct number, it's supposed to allow you to see through the veil, and going forward, you'll see fairies. I think that's correct, right? But you're supposed to be able to see fairies. So I went around and I counted every rock. I can't remember now. I think it was 77 or something like that. I was 77, I counted 3 times. And then I said that to my friend MJ, and she said, yeah, it's wrong. And I said, no, I said 3 times. I got 77. She said, there's only, and she said how many were there. And I said, well, I said, yeah, but I said, oh, and I knew how many flat rocks I'd counted. And so I'm assuming I was only meant to count the ones that were up. And I said, oh, well, then I did count it right. I've just included the flat rocks. I said, so technically speaking, where are these fairies? Well, I still haven't seen any. I tell you what, they tell you all this stuff and you think you're going to see fairies and unicorns and you see nothing. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. Sky, I'm glad you got the boys back.
Perhaps the people that can see fairies are just the ones that are bad at math in the first place.
And so I'll tell you my American story. So it's not the Americans I traveled with. I actually met, out of the group of Americans I was with, I met 2 really great ladies. They were really nice. I can't remember where they were from now. They did say, like I said, I'm brain frozen at the minute. But yeah, I was in a restaurant by myself because it was just me sitting there quietly, and everything was lovely and quiet, like just lovely and quiet. You could hear the music. I'm sitting there eating. In walks a group of, I don't know, 6 or 7 Americans. Hey, table for, and I'm like, and they sat down near me, and they're so loud. I love Americans. I love Americans. You know I do. Loud and no manners. So if you're the waiter and you come over, they've got their menus. No, thank you for the menu or anything like that. Just grab the menu. The boy come back, because I was watching, and I've seen this before. I did know even some of the Americans who were on a trip with me did not say please, thank you. Some didn't. So I don't know if it's an American thing, but these people didn't do it either. So when the waiter come over, it said, they would go, give me blah, blah, blah. Give me blah, blah, blah. And I'll have the wine, this wine. But no, thank you. Like for me, you say please or thank you. And then, so
I
then
say
the
please,
guys,
thank you all the time.
yeah, I would think you do. And my friends, my American friends that I stay with, they all do. But it's interesting. So they didn't say please or thank you. The only thing I could think of is it might be a thing where they think they're going to tip. So if they're going to tip you, why should they say thank you? I don't know. But I don't know. I just think it's bad form. You say please, thank you.
To be honest, I've noticed that myself, and there used to be some like Fortune 500 companies back in the day where they would take a new prospect out for lunch, kind of a thing, and they would kind of see how they interact with the various wait staff at the restaurant would be a deciding factor on if they would hire them on, because there are some people that basically treat them like they're slaves. They're, food slave, come go and get my stuff, kind of a thing. And because I've certainly seen others do it myself.
I just thought that was really rude, and I did think it was rude of the Americans I was with for the first few weeks. But what are you going to do? Like, you can't. I wanted to say, like, when they were saying, "Give me," I want. I really felt like saying, "And please." And thank you. And I thought, no, I better not, because I'd already gotten on one person's bad side by mentioning something I shouldn't have, if you know what I mean, Enzo. Enzo knows what it means, because Enzo and I have little conversations usually before we go live. And
no, it's one of those conversations.
It was one of those conversations because they said something. I wasn't going to say anything, but they said something so stupid. I've gone, oh my God, what do you watch? That's what I said. But anyway, so I got him offside, but never mind. I don't care. I don't care anymore, Enzo. It's gotten past that. But other than that, and I did note too, like a few of the Uber drivers and taxi cab drivers were the same about the Americans. Don't like them. And I went, ooh, but I love Americans. You know me. I do. And every American I've ever spoken to or dealt with has always said please or thank you and been very polite. So I was very, just very, hi, Debbie. I was very surprised. But, I had heard that, like it's one of them old-fashioned, like, you hear that, and I'd never seen it until now, if that makes sense. Even when I was in America, I never saw it. Everyone said please and thank you. I was astonished. Rude people.
Ugly Americans.
Bloody Americans. But I had fun. So I've got lots of things. I'm trying to think. Skirridin. Went to investigated Skirridin, Ancient Ram Inn, a castle in Wales. Name escapes me at the moment. Starts with a C. I did slightly investigate a few places on my own, which I like to do, but it was a bit tricky because I was lucky. Like when I went up to Aberdeen and went out to Huntly Castle, which is supposed to somehow be linked to my ancestors. I went there twice. So the first day I went in, there were other tourists in there, but not many, like maybe 5 people. When they left, and it's not me snoring, if you can hear that, it's Muffin, the dog. Well, obviously I'm not snoring, you can see me, but can you hear it?
Wow.
So I investigated. I've got to go through all the footage and see if I picked anything up. Went to a prison. Oh, God, Karen, the name of things, just a really famous old prison. Starts with an S. The Cray brothers were there they did a runner. They didn't want to go off to war or something, and they got caught and they were put there for a while. But the Cray brothers were very bad. They were twins. Very, very bad gangster type British people. But I went there, and that was with the group of people, with my mate MJ. She had a group. I asked specifically because it's so hard for me to investigate with groups because I get frustrated. So I went off on my own. I went into the A block, which is where the Cray twins were incarcerated, but also during World War II, I'm not sure about one, but American soldiers were incarcerated there. A soldier was hung there, American soldier. And then later on it became a women and babies. But anyway, I went in there. Nothing of interest happened other than the fact, and I sat for the longest time. But I haven't listened back to everything, so I don't know. But it was certainly interesting, a really nice place. They just finished making a movie there with Colin Firth. I'm trying to think. The guy that bye, Jonathan. The guy that directed the movie with Brad Pitt, where Brad Pitt plays an Irishman, and the guy who directed it was married to Madonna for a while. Guy Ritchie was the one who was directing this movie at the prison, and they'd done up parts of the prison because it's a period piece. That those have to be taken down, but while I was there they still had some of it up and it looked really good, but they can't leave it there. Like, they've actually fixed it like it looks real, like it's attached. You could leave it there if you wanted to, but they're not allowed to because it's got to be taken back to original status, so that'll be coming down. But yeah, so I don't know. I did a lot. I've been to and I sat in a lot of places by myself. And I went to the park and fed squirrels by hand. I think I've got some video of that, but I was also being attacked by the birds. I made the mistake of feeding the pigeons first. Then once the pigeons got a feed, then all the ducks and the geese came up. So I've got footage of it, literally surrounded by ducks and geese, and I could see the little squirrel wanting to come in because I brought the squirrels walnuts and I brought the birds pine nuts, right? So in the end, I had to throw a big handful of pine nuts and all the birds ran away, and then the little squirrel come over and he's so cute and he takes it out of my hand and he ran away, and then he come back and he got some more. Oh, he was so cute. What else though? I met foxes at the, oh no, I haven't got a picture of them. Or have I? I met foxes at the Highgate Cemetery. I went there as well. Highgate Cemetery in London or wherever it is. Yeah, I was in London, so it has to be there somewhere. Oh, there's the doggy I met at the scary. I met a lot of doggies. Here, I'll show you all the doggies I met.
Okay.
Share screen. Yeah, share screen. Window. Will that work? Let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. Hang on. So I went to this place. Yeah, which I've got to remember what it's all called. So hang on. I went here, right? And it's an old, that was a castle, that was a fort. I know the names. I've got them all written down. And that photo, you know how sometimes you can adjust the colours on photos and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to. That's what it looks like. Like, that's how green the grass is. So I went for a walk around that, and I don't know if this is a video or a, yeah. So I was walking down here towards this bit when I came across a fellow walking this dog. This dog, though, was off the lead. I think I put the video, you would have seen the video. This dog was running down that little portion I showed you. Hey, go away. So he was really cute. So I met him. Then I met this dog. Where did I meet you? Oh, he was just going to get into the car. I can't remember whose dog he was. This was the van we were traveling in. He was just going to get in the car. This is the dog I met at the Skirrid Inn. Isn't he beautiful? And he was massive. He was a big German Shepherd, but his head, that's my knee. Look at him. I said, can I take your picture? And he put his head up on my knee. Isn't he sweet?
I don't know if you're zooming in on him or not, but we're only seeing the small thumbnails.
Oh, no. Oh, well, that's no good. Wait a minute. You tell me now. All right, hang on. There we go. Now I'll present. Share screen. You tell me now, Enzo. There it is. There we go. Is that better?
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's a big boy. What else did I do? I'm just going to go quick, and get. And I went to this place that I'm about to show you. If it come, oh, that's the video. Oh, come on. Wait a minute. I'm no good at this anymore. I'm out of
practice.
I'm out of practice. Hang on, let me get this.
Gotta get those internet legs back.
I do. Hang on, let me pause, and then share, present, share screen, window, that one, share. See how green the grass is? But it was another place I went to. It's just
look at that.
massive. It's just beautiful.
How old is this place, you reckon?
Oh, Struth, I do know. I think it was the 1400s again. I've got it all written down. Don't worry. I did pay attention, but actually, that might be. Is that just a second? I'll see if that's the. It is called. Oh, that's written. Oh. No, that's the watch where you. Oh, do you want to see Welsh? It was in Wales. Hang on, I'll show you Welsh writing. Welsh. Check out the writing. It's saying that. Please take care when visiting to the site. But that's Welsh. Yeah. So lots of. But yeah, I've got everything written down. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to put it in a little, thing and show you. But I saw some of that. So it was a privy, like monks and stuff. That's where that was, and it was in Wales because we were on our way to that castle. Hang on, is that it? Oh no, that was a church across the road. Oh look, I saw so much stuff. And then
sounds great.
Yeah, it was fun. Check out this. This is the stage at the castle that I can't pronounce. But that's it was set up for a wedding, so they had this on the stage. But that's the stage. It was it's in Wales. It starts with a C. It's like Coninock or something like that castle. But the lady who owned it was an opera singer. And so there was a stage in there. And I stayed there. That was massive. That's the lady that owned it. Hang on. Where am I? Present, share, window, share. That was her. So she owned it. She was the opera singer. And again, I'm too tired to think of her name. I'm tired. Yeah, but just saw some old churches. I went to the oldest church in all of the UK, I believe. It's a Saxon, or the oldest Saxon church. So yeah, and Greyfriars, of course, in Scotland. I went to Greyfriars. I went to the vaults. I've just been everywhere. So I'm a bit tired and trying to work out, let's see. Yeah, Tanya, but it can't be helped. The reason, even Huntly Castle that I've visited, the reason they're in ruins sometimes it's just because they've been left to nature, but a lot of the times is because during crusades and wars they were knocked down and just never rebuilt. So Huntly Castle, that ended up getting knocked down after a big war. I can't remember who knocked it down. But, so a lot of these places, they just can't afford to rebuild them once they're knocked down. That's why they're left. And there might just be little parts of them left like there was at that place where the monks were, where I showed you the video. There's a portion of it left that they actually have a cafe and all that sort of thing in, but the majority is what you see there, just in ruins. And it is a shame, but that's usually what happens. It's just comes from a war, like most bloody things.
Love to have seen it in its glory, though.
Oh, it would have just been beautiful. And when I was in London, I went to where they where they executed William Wallace, and walking away from the plaque that they've got there to show you the spot, you can see, I said, what are all those? It looked like, I said, is that from the war? So in the old brick wall leading away from there, there's all shrapnel, like it's obviously a bomb's dropped, shrapnel's gone everywhere, and there's big dints in the thing. So I was like, wow. So there's still, if you look hard enough, there's still signs from when World War II with all the bombings. The history of the place is just phenomenal, and I've learned so much. And it's going to be years till I can afford to go and do another trip like that.
That's a lot.
That was, but at least if I never do another trip, which I hope I am, Enzo, but I'm actually hoping to get a job. I saw it today. Hi, Heather. I saw it today, a job advertised with a veterinary surgeon doing the, when someone's pet passes away, you can do the, what do you call them? Like a little package, like a memorial type thing. You get if it's a cat or whatever. Like with my bird Popeye, they inked his foot onto paper and took a feather and wrapped him up in, and they need someone to do that, which is pretty sad to think that you might have to be doing that. But it's only a part-time job, which is fine by me because I've got my hands full at the moment with my children. But I've applied for it, so I hope I get it, because that would be awesome, because that's helping people when their little animals have passed. So helping them with that, and then doing something nice and prepping the little animal. It said you may at times have to wash the animal, and I thought, well, if it's, been hit by a car or had an operation, or of course you would. So I did it with humans. I could do it with animals. So there you go. But yes, I had a ball.
You know that you secretly hope their ghost follows you home. You've got ghost pets.
Ghost pets
in your house.
Yeah. Oh, the real ones are enough. I've got, while I was away, I got a message from Sunny Sock, and it said it was a photo of a cockatoo, and it was sitting on my little outdoor sofa, which was up against the back window. So this wild cockatoo is sitting looking into the lounge room, and as Sunny said, she was outside feeding the other birds, and she got chased by this monster of a cockatoo, she called it, or something like that, and it was trying to kill her. Because she said, didn't matter where I ran in, evil, she called it. That's what it was, this evil cockatoo. She said, wherever I ran in the backyard, it chased me. I said, it just wanted some food. It's one of the regulars.
Yeah.
So in the morning now I go out and I've got the regular birds are back because I'm back. So I've got cockatoos, corellas, lorikeets, pigeons, finches, king parrots. What else is there? I don't know, lots of birds. But it's nice. I like it. Yes, Tanya, it's no good when birds try to kill you. I'm surprised, actually, Maisie Rose hasn't popped in. But I did meet up with Maisie Rose. Did I tell you that? See, I'm getting tired.
Yes.
But I did meet up with her, and I'll show you when we do our live. I'll show you. She gave me a beautiful, it's a Scottish thing. Oh, sorry, Maisie, if you can hear me. And it's a little silver Scottish like thing. You put a shot of whiskey in it and you share it with a friend. So it's something you do, a friendship thing, and you. So I brought 2 shots of, well, actually she did because she was naughty. She went and paid for lunch. It was supposed to be my shout. But a shot of whiskey, which I don't drink, but bloop, down with a shot of whiskey, and then she does. And she said something in Scottish, or in Gaelic or whatever it is they talk, and but it was a beautiful, thoughtful gift. So it was really nice meeting up with her, and just as it was lovely meeting up with you, Tanya. So yeah, but so I had fun. Heather from Come Hither with Heather has been hitting the gymnasium quite hard, getting pretty fit there with Drew. So Drew is,
Nice.
they're workout buddies. They're workout buddies. I need a workout buddy. I need someone to kick me up the bum and say, get to the
Me
gym. But
too.
I have been, in all fairness, I've been away, okay? And while I was away, I did make sure I walked. And when I say
Walked a
walked,
lot.
I mean walked a lot, like hours. Like it took me 30 minutes to walk to St. James Park. Then I walked around St. James Park. Then I fed the squirrels. Then I walked around the Buckingham Palace. That's massive and opulent and over the top, but it was interesting. Like on average, every day I probably walked for about 3 to 4 hours. And I ended up being, but my feet, I'd get into bed like, oh, and then my calf muscles got all tight from all the walking because there's lots of stairs in these castles.
Yes.
Lots of stairs in castles, lots of stairs at the tube when you go to catch the train. In the tube, some of the stations, I don't think they all had them, or at least I didn't have to use all of them. They've got the lifts, what do you call them? Escalators,
Yep.
moving stairs, and they've got these really steep ones, which I've seen in movies, really like long and steep. It is the weirdest feeling standing on that because you feel like you're leaning. You're standing up straight, but because of the angle and the length, I got dizzy a few times because maybe it's called vertigo. I'm scared of heights, but
Yeah.
I don't get vertigo. But you do on that if you like. I was looking and I'm like, oh, and I felt like I was leaning forward, but I wasn't. I was standing upright. It was just the weirdest thing. So yeah,
It's
I
probably
didn't.
that forward pitch angle. Plus, you're moving, but your legs aren't moving, so it's kind of like almost like a car sickness kind of a thing. Where
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I never get that feeling on normal escalators. It's just because they were so steep. Oh, hey, Julie. Hey, Julie. Drew, no, I did not meet the king or Bonnie Prince Charlie, as Heather referred to him. I didn't, but he was in because the flag was up. So he had to have been at Buckingham Palace. But then he was also at Edinburgh Palace because that's what they say when the flag is at full mast, the king is in. So while I was in Edinburgh, he must have been there as well. But no, I didn't see any royalty other than the acting royalty, Bill Nye. Yeah, I didn't see any princes. But there you go. It's all right. I didn't have time for princes. But I had fun. I had a really good time and I met a lot of really lovely people. And it was fun catching up with Beardo. But yeah, so I don't know. But I didn't kiss it. I didn't kiss a frog. I kissed some dogs. I kissed I think they're on my phone. I can't remember if I put it on Facebook, but when I came out of Edinburgh Castle, there was a person there, a couple of people there with owls. I've forgotten what kind of owls they were, but big owls, like on my arm up to here, right? Bigger than that. And so I gave them some money toward, like a donation. And he goes, and I didn't know that if you gave them money, they'd let you hold the bird.
oh,
So I got to hold 3 of the owls. So one owl was only tiny, just a tiny little owl, but the other 2 were great big, I don't know what kind, just stunning and heavy, like really heavy, big claws, and I kissed one of them. So I did kiss I don't know what kind of owl it was. I've got pictures, but just beautiful. And I kissed a hairy coo. I did kiss it on the nose like this though, because it was too far for me. Otherwise, I would have kissed it on the nose. What else did I see in animals? Squirrels, ducks, swans, cows, lots of dogs. But yeah, I had fun, guys. I had fun. I'm getting tired now because I don't know what I'm saying. Everyone in here, have you all still? Well, I know the Aussies have, and but is everyone okay with that terrible hurricane thing? I've been watching the news here and seeing how bad it is. It's really heartbreaking.
Pretty far away from where I live, so I was not affected at all. But those areas, mostly inland from where it hit, it just dumped so much rain all in one spot for an extended period of time. It just washed away all the roads, all the power lines, everything. So it's just way back in those mountains there, in especially the western part of North Carolina. Even before the hurricane, it's difficult to travel on there. Just roads that wind around the base of those mountains and things like that, and all of that stuff got destroyed.
Oh, I've seen the footage. I've heard the stories. You know, I saw a lady talking today. Her 7-year-old got washed away from her. The grandparents with the kids, before they could get to them, I'm like, it's just heartbreaking. You know, we have bad floods here. We've lost people in floods that look like that, but nothing like Hurricane Helene. That's just, you know, it's really horrible. And I've seen that. What do you call them? FEMA, Federal Emergency. Oops, a daisy. I'll say no more, but no money left. What the?
Yep, they're broke. Spent all their money.
Yes, and we know what on. So it was so sad. But the American people, just like the Aussies, are resilient. So everybody else will pull together. I see there's already a fundraiser to help with the Red Cross, I think. There's a fundraiser to help.
Several YouTubers that they're like aviation channels where they have their own helicopters, privately owned helicopters, that are just going in and doing it. They're telling them, no, you can't be in here, and they don't want you there because you're interfering with it. They're like, no, you're sitting on the ground. We're actually saving people. Bye.
Yeah.
And they're just going out there with
I heard
hundreds and hundreds of pounds of food and water
and all that.
life-saving equipment.
I saw one fellow saying that they started with 1 or 2 helicopters. Now there's 60 helping out in the area. Like, that's a lot of helicopters. So that's really good, because there's no other way really to get in and dump anything. I saw that a certain person did take truckloads of crap somewhere. And I saw Elon has fixed up the Starlink, which thank fuck. So everyone's pitching in. So I think everybody will be okay, but it's just heartbreaking to see this happen, and heartbreaking to see how long it took. And some people still aren't getting any help. I saw that today. They were talking to someone, and someone said they haven't seen hide and hair of anybody, that they're all helping out each other. So, it's horrible. But things like this do bring out the good in people. Like, it always has. Historically, whenever there's anything horrible, everybody pitches in and helps. So I hope within the next couple of weeks, I mean, if there's a positive, I guess they've got to rebuild. So, but then where does that come from? Insurance? It's certainly not going to be from the government at the minute. But, it's heartbreaking. But, But so far, that's the worst thing I think that's happened this week, isn't it? In our necks of the woods.
Plenty.
Yeah, and that's plenty enough. I was a bit worried about a few people I know, Betty being one of them, because she's in Florida. But luckily, somehow it kind of missed, like it was still windy and things blew around and everything, but it seems to have hit hardest inland, which is usually a hurricane breaks up over land. Like, that's really, I think that's kind of weird, isn't it? I think Katrina was the last one that was pretty bad, and this one is worse than Katrina. I think that's what they were saying. I can't remember, but
yeah, it's there's some similarity. You know, Katrina was more of your traditional hurricane where it just slams the coast and everything, like about 20 miles inland from there. Somehow this storm hit central Florida, you know, the Bend part of Florida there in the Gulf side, and just kept pushing north, and then it dumped all of the water out of it, and it just in those up in the mountains there inland, and they had no way of dealing with that. It's got nowhere to go, all that water.
No, I saw one young bloke talking and said that he went to, like, it was windy, he knew there was rain, and he knew there could be a bit of flooding, but he went to bed, got woken up by the noise, and he told, like, his place he was in is gone now, but he told a heartbreaking story about a friend of his who was currently homeless, and he and another fellow were living under a bridge in the town. They found their bodies, but like, and I think the last count 200. It's going to go up. Like, that's
it does.
It's going to go up, which is
there's even though this was a week ago that the storm hit. There's places that they still haven't been able to get to, even by helicopter.
Yep,
just because the place is so wrecked.
And actually, that boy they were talking to today, that I think they said, I could be wrong, but they were implying the only way they would, no one's been into that town as yet, and he like, because they're hard to get to, but they got the internet back, which was thanks to Elon. So, you know, yes, I know Crow was, I did speak with Crow. Crow's got or had the dreaded COVID. So I think that was more of a concern for him than a hurricane. But yeah, so, Mythos, fair dinkum, how dare you? I tried. I even offered him. I said, if you can't afford a hotel room, you can sleep on the floor in mine. I'm sure there was be a couch. There was in the hotel room I was in. There was a couch. So there you go. But yeah, but you can't help it if your car broke. His car broke. I hope you've got it fixed since, mate. I hope so. But hopefully there'll be another time. We'll see how we go. If I get this job prepping, you know, basically being an animal mortuary assistant, I guess that's what you'd call it.
It is.
If I get that job, then that's great. I can start saving more. I'm sure I'll have a job within a couple of weeks. It's just I wanted to pick one I thought I would like. There's plenty of jobs for what I can do and do well, but I don't really want to. I just don't want to. So when I saw that, I thought, you know what? If I have to go back to doing that, I will, but I'll try for that first and see what happens. If I get that, then that would be good. It's going to be sad because they're poor, dead little animals. But if I can deal with dead humans, I can deal with dead animals. You know, so we'll see what happens. Either way, it's always sad. Yeah, and Mythos has been putting out, for those of you who may not watch Mythos, I suggest you go over to his channel because you must know how to do camera work or something, because the way he does his episodes, they're just so professionally done, not like mine, me walking around with my phone and it wobbles. I try, but you know, it's just me. But no, Mythos, he could just about work for a
Here we are. Here we go.
Yeah, that's about me. Oh, look at that. And then I realise I haven't. Worst is when I think I'm recording and then I go to turn it off and realise, oh, no, I wasn't recording. And I'm like, oh, that's really frustrating. But But yeah, and pocket watch. No, I didn't kiss any boys or anything. I'm too old for that nonsense. Too old. Mind you, no, I still would have been too old for the boy on the boat. He was just nice to look at. I don't know. No. What's Mythos saying? Just got back from somewhere getting told to go away, so I'll go back when there's no one there. Oh, yeah. It's really hard when you go to places like when I was at the castle in Huntly in Scotland. I felt like saying, well, actually, this is my castle. Go away. But it's
out of
not
my house.
this is my house. Get out. I was lucky there, and actually, Mythos, if you ever get opportunity to go to Aberdeen, Huntly is only, I think it took me 34 minutes on the train to get to. It is the prettiest. Oh, Scotland's just beautiful anyway, but it's the prettiest little town, and the castle. If you get to it at the right time, I was alone in it. So I went to a few places and just sat there quietly. And I said, because it was owned by the Gordons, right? The clan, Gordon clan. And that's my ancestors. Okay. So I'm sitting there in this castle and I've got to review it yet just to see. I didn't feel anything or anything like I didn't see anything. I just really enjoyed being there and just sitting there with no one else around. And granted, I only had my phone anyway. I didn't have a recorder or anything, but it was so quiet. And I just said, I'm Karen Huntley. I'm from the Gordon clan, because I figured, well, that could surely be a trigger if the home was owned by my ancestors or lived in by ancestors, and we're going back a long way. So I tried that, but it's stunning. So if you ever get opportunity to go there. The other place I went to was, got to say it properly. I keep getting the wrong castle in my head. Dunutton. I can't say it. Dunutton Castle. That again was magnificent. Another ruin, but the history with that one was, and when you look at it and you're looking at it through historical eyes, you're not just looking like you do note the different sort of tourists, but some tourists just sort of, oh yeah, click, whatever, and they're not looking at. But when I look at it, I think about what it was like when it was being used properly and fortified. And I just look at it and I think, how the hell could anyone even charge this castle? It's right out on a cliff face. And it said William Wallace did get into it. William Wallace got into that castle and killed English soldiers. And I thought, how the hell did he do that? So I found on the map the portion where he would have got in. So back in the day, there was still a bit of land there. It's now eroded away. So that made sense, but it doesn't make sense now. If you look at it now, you think, how the hell did he get in? Well, there was land there before it eroded away. So, but yeah, just some of these places. But I'd love to go. I didn't have time to see all the things I wanted to see and do all the things I wanted to do. And then, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't catch up with Mythos because not for want of trying. We both tried, but it just, things happened. But, yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's always another day, one day. We'll see. But I definitely would love to go back to Scotland again one day. Definitely. I think it's just beautiful. Maybe in the summertime. That would be nice because it was it was pretty warm though. It was about 25 Celsius most days while I was there. It was only the last couple of days before I left to come home that it got windy and cold, icy cold. So, yeah, it was pretty good. And, yeah, Betty, I'm glad you didn't blow away in the hurricane or your little doggy. But, well, guys, I'm getting really tired.
Me too.
I think, but are you going to be around on Saturday night your time or whatever time? What time is it
Sure.
generally when you go live? I don't know.
For me, it's usually like 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, so whatever that
That's
is,
right.
so it's Sunday morning for me, and it's Saturday night for you, and it's somewhere absolutely horrendous for English time, but I'll be back, and I'm going to put together. I'm trying to decide. I went on the Jack. I did tell everyone I didn't want to go on the Jack the Ripper talk on the walk thing, and I didn't. But it was in the itinerary, so I did. But I was lucky because we went with an author of a book, so I might do a video on that first. I went with what was your name? Russell Edwards is his name. You could probably Google him on YouTube. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's done a lot of documentaries and stuff. I think one was with the BBC. He is the fellow that got the shawl DNA, the DNA from a shawl that was supposed to have belonged to one of the victims. And I did talk to him about that because I had heard that there was something wrong with the way they tested it. But he said, no, it's been tested again and it's been verified. So and his theory on who did the killings is actually really makes sense. And when you walk, and I'm glad I did it now, because when you hear about where the murders took place, you know they were in an area, but when you actually walk it and you see, right, she was killed here, you walk not far, just up and around the corner, that one was killed there, up and around another, like it's all literally sort of in one area and really close together. So whoever did it lived right there. Like he had to have lived right there. And according to this guy, Russell, the guy did live right there. So it's a really interesting story, but I'll put it together. So his theory on who it was, and he said the DNA has been tested properly and scientifically by a few others, proven to be correct. He's spent a fortune. He told me how much he spent on getting all this done, and we're talking like lots and lots of money, not just a couple of thousand. We're talking almost a house worth. so yeah, but he gave me his book, and I'm going to read his book. So I'll do something on that first. I'm talking too much. It's time to close my eyes and get asleep.
Right that up.
Yeah, so I'll wrap it up, guys. And thank you for popping in. And sorry if I was too late for some and too early for others. Hey, Laura. The magazine's out, isn't it, Laura, the new one with the new centerfold? I did have time to do another centerfold for Laura's magazine. Well, not technically a centerfold. It's a magazine cover. So it's like the magazine. You know how People magazine have the sexiest man alive? I've called it Poople magazine, and it's got the sexiest man of the month. We could do you, Enzo, if you like. Maybe Enzo should be the sexiest. But then it's Laura's magazine, and so there we go.
She did have me on her show twice.
Yeah, Laura. Yeah, Laura. Yeah, fair. But anyway, there's plenty of men in the paranormal to go through. Oh, that doesn't sound, that really doesn't sound right, does it? So, Heather, I'll try and catch up with you and have a chat with you on the weekend. Enzo in a G-string. Oh, I don't think any man should be in a G-string. That's a disturbing. Yeah, that's a disturbing thought. All right. There you go. Laura says, yes, we can have you. So there you are. Well, we could have a moon strategically placed, Enzo.
I'm wearing a G-string. Moon is what you're going to get.
Heather, I'm sure you have. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much. And I promise come a couple of days, where are we? It's Friday for me. So Sunday, 2 days' time, I should be well slept. And my dog should not be farting anymore. Oh, I'll tell you what is it about dogs? She's disgusting. She can sleep in the lounge room tonight. On that note, All right, guys. I'll see you Saturday night, Sunday morning. And thank you, Enzo, for popping in. It's been fun.
Very happy you're
Okay,
back.
guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good weekend.